Now, as we in the news business well know, when it comes to being productive, there's nothing like a deadline.
Oh, yeah.
And it turns out that's true also in the music world as well. New Orleans songwriter and producer PJ Morton recently returned from a whirlwind trip through Africa, where he set himself the goal of writing an entire album in a month.
Well, PJ, who you might also know as the keyboardist for pop group Maroon 5, is in Australia right now for a solo tour, and he caught up with our reporter Ruby Cornish.
I just want to let go, so please be good to me, please be good to me.
PJ, welcome back to Australia.
Thank you. It's good to be back. Thank you for having me.
I've been listening to your new single, Please Be Good. It's really hard not to bop along to on the train in the morning.
Thank you.
And I think that's largely to do with the Afro beats that I'm hearing in the song. I know that this is a song from a whole album that you wrote during 30 days in Africa recently.
That's right.
Tell me about the trip.
Yeah, we last year we went on a month-long trip in Africa, and I put some crazy pressure on myself to write an album in 30 days while I was on the continent, and I didn't want to write anything before I got there, didn't want to write anything after I left, so truly like just creating right there and being inspired by whatever was going on in Africa. Got to make an album in a month. I think we're going to be all right. Can you say it's exciting?
When you're focusing on a new project like that, what about the existing influences? I mean, you know, that gospel and the R&B, the pop with Maroon 5. Can you feel them all in the background too?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. It's amazing. I mean, that's a great question because that's what happened. Since I was on a clock like that, I didn't have time to weed out. You know, sometimes with albums, you try to make it all consistent and it's going to be this and it's going to be that. But since I didn't have time, I had to trust my instincts, and my instincts is pop, it's gospel, it's R&B, it's soul, it was Afro because I was there. So literally all of these sounds came out on the album. You know, they're a part of the album because all of these things are a part of me.
To get you back inside my love, don't wanna live my life without you.
You've won 5 Grammys now.
Wow,
You've been making albums for 2 decades.
Yeah.
I imagine your career has taken you to some unexpected places. And
Sure.
the example I'm thinking of is making music for a theme park ride.
Oh, yeah, Disney. Yeah, Disney World.
Talk to me about that process.
Oh man, I'm so excited. I mean, it's just been announced that Disney World is opening the new attraction, Tiana's Bayou Adventure, this summer there in Orlando, Florida. And I was honored to be asked to write the new theme song for the attraction. I could have never even come up with that dream, because nobody writes for an attraction. I'll be the first person I know that's done it.
PJ Morton is one of the music producers for Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and much of the music will be recorded right here in New Orleans, including an all-new original song.
This weekend, you're heading up to northern New South Wales to play at Blues Fest in Byron Bay.
Yeah.
Don't know if you've heard, but Australia's festival circuit is struggling a bit at the moment. This week, we've had one of our big festivals, Splendour in the Grass, announce that it was cancelling for this year.
Oh, no.
And it's a bit of a common theme at the moment.
Okay.
So I wanted to talk to you just about the value of festivals, because I imagine they offer you, as an artist, like different things and that you get different kinds of audiences from it. So,
Sure.
yeah, in your eyes, what is the value of playing at a festival as opposed to a solo show?
I'm from New Orleans, and I think we have the most festivals per capita, like in general, and anywhere in the world.
Wow.
So I've always understood festivals, always gone to festivals. And one of my favorite things about festivals is you go for one thing and you often find many other things that you weren't looking for. I've seen some of my favorite artists that I didn't know I was gonna, see at some festival and discover them. So I think for artists, it's so important because you get in front of an audience that isn't necessarily yours, and you have an opportunity to make them fans, and that's how you grow.
And it's a special kind of fandom that develops when you discover someone at a festival, and the first time you
100%.
experience their music is seeing it live on stage.
Yeah.
You sort of have this this reverence for the music that you don't really get if you're just listening on Spotify for the first time.
It's true. I saw the Alabama Shakes for the first time at Coachella, and I'll never forget it because I wasn't there. I wasn't hip to the Shakes, and I saw it live, and I'm like, what is this, you know? And became a lifelong fan after that, and Brittany after that. So they're close to my heart.
So as well as all this solo stuff you've got happening at the moment, I know that you've got a residency with Maroon 5 later this year.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
You've also got a memoir coming out in November, Saturday night, Sunday morning.
Yeah, exciting.
Why now? Why is now the time that you decided, you know, to tell your story in this form for the world?
Yeah, well, you know, I think part of it has been some of the recent success, you know, being nominated for Grammys, you know, consecutively 7 years in a row and winning 5. I look at it, you know, because it didn't happen for me fast, because it took quite a long time, I was able to process all of it, you know, and I wanted to open it up and kind of, you know, let people in.
PJ, enjoy your time in Sydney in Australia. Thanks for the chat.
Thank you for having me. Good time.
PJ Morton there with Ruby Cornish. A great chat there.